please.
I got it.
This one?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. Thank you.
Ready.
I'm good. We're on.
I'm going to speak mainly to the next generation, to the children, Einiklach, so they should understand what we're here for. When the nifter is nifter, so there's various stages in the pirut from Olam Hazat. As long as a person is alive, so there's a connection between the guf and the neshama. Patira means that there's a separation between the guf and the neshama, and once the neshama leaves the guf, so the guf is without energy and without life. And that's whatever's done at the end of life in this world, that's what's done. But the neshama travels on. The neshama has a eternal existence, and it lives in perpetuity. Up until the Shiva, there's a certain status that the neshama assumes, the status of confusion. It doesn't know where to go, it doesn't know what to do with itself. It vacillates between going up to Shmayim, coming back to Mishpacha. As long as the family was sitting Shiva, most of the time it sat Shiva together with the family. And Svarim say that the neshama itself sits Shiva on itself too. So as long as the family is sitting Shiva, the neshama sits together with the family for a majority of the time. Then after the Shiva, the neshama still is not really sure where it belongs. And up until the Shloshim, there's a certain period of confusion. The Shloshim is not just a party where we get together to have a good time with cookies, cake, and pastrami sandwiches. The Shloshim is sort of a milestone to the nifter. We want the nifter to be established in Olam Haba on a certain footing. That certain footing is established by the fact that we celebrate a Siyum, that we had people complete Mishnayos, and when we completed Mishnayos, it's not just we want to appreciate the nifter. It's what we're doing is we're doing something for the nifter to establish that neshama on a certain level in Shemayim. Sometime between the Shiva and the Shloshim there's a din, and I'm sure when Daddy or Zaidi, as the next generation knows him, passed the din with flying colors. But the neshama mourns mostly for the fact that the neshama can no longer do mitzvahs and ma'asim taivim. The neshama is stuck in a status where it's crying for itself. It's really saying, I wish I could go back to that world for one more minute and learn one more Torah. I wish I could give one more nickel of tzedakah. Because any time you do a mitzvah, you can purchase yourself enormous amounts of Olam Haba. The neshama is already privy to what it's capable of achieving in Olam Haba, but now it knows that it can no longer achieve anything. Because once the neshama loses its position in the guf, it no longer has access to mitzvahs and ma'asim taivim. So the purpose of this shloshim and the purpose of us sitting together and having the siyum, which is a sudas mitzvah, it's not just a party, but it's a sudas mitzvah, is we're sending the neshama off on the right foot. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu will see that the neshama is still capable of producing mitzvahs and ma'asim taivim. And the only way the neshama can enjoy an aliyah in the next world is with the peiros that neshama left over in this world. It could be friends, it could be relatives, it could be children. Anybody who has an ability while he's in this world to do a mitzvah and be mechaven, you know what? I'm learning an extra 10 minutes in my day for my Zaidi. I'm giving an extra $1 a day tzedakah for my Zaidi. And you have in mind that you're doing this for the Zaidi can achieve a certain aliyah in the next world, which by itself, on its own initiative, would be impossible. So this is the purpose of the Shloshim, is that we're giving him a send-off, and he's here with us now. I mean, you can palpate, you can feel the existence of the Neshama celebrating together with us the Siyum of Mishnayos, because it's for him. We're learning for his own aliyah. It's not just we're learning Mishnayos haphazardly, and it's a very nice thing to do. It's we're doing something for him. And if we could be mekabel even a minute a day, learn an extra couple of minutes, give a little bit extra tzedakah, do something that's in the category of a mitzvah, l'zeicha nishmasai, that would give him an elevation that he cannot get on his own, and that's the greatest gift that we could give him. I'll just share with you something that Mashiach touched on. I don't think most of you didn't meet the Alto Zaidi from the other side, from Mami's side, Zaidi Roth, they called him Pap. He was Mami's father, and Zaidi asked me after I met him the first time, did he tell you the story? And he held very much of this, and I'll share with you this. First time we met after we were married, because I met him a number of times before we were married. So after we were married, he told me, I'm a gardener. So he lived in the middle of the east side where there was no green to be seen at all. I said, gardener? He says, yes, I'm a gardener. So he said, you know what I'm a gardener of? I have beautiful flowers. I have roses, and I have chrysanthemums, I have daisies, I have everything. And I tend to them. And I understand that the roses need a certain type of care, chrysanthemum needs another type of care, and every flower in my garden needs a certain type of watering, a certain type of sunshine, a certain type of care. This garden has my children, he told me. And that's how he welcomed me into the family right after the chasana, when Mami, or Rina, and I went to visit him right after the chasana. So he said, welcome to my garden, he told me. Welcome to my garden. And his enjoyment in life was watching the flowers in his garden flourish. Zaidi, or Daddy, asked me, did Pap tell you this story? So I just told him, yeah. So he said, that's exactly how he feels. And I could see it, that every time we got together and we talked about another child, we talked about another Einikal, he took an enormous amount of pride in the fact that he had Paris and he watched the Paris grow as much as he could contribute, either directly or behind